We're home. Excuse the mess behind me. Excuse the wreckage that is this. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, we are finally home. It took such a long time. I didn't get much chance to talk to you guys on the way going out, so I'll probably have to do a little bit of a voiceover type thing, or I might just film something tomorrow and sort of explain what happened going, because it was a bit of a rush because things didn't quite go according to plan. When do they ever? But yeah, so I'll probably try and do something like that tomorrow once we've sort of, you know, got back, got settled and had some sleep. But yeah, it's a long trip going out, long trip coming back. If we were wondering whether my son still suffered from travel sickness, the answer is yes. Yes, he does. In spectacular fashion. So that was fun coming back. Fortunately, on the way, he was fine. We did have some travel sickness tablets for him, which we gave him on the way and he was fine with. But coming back, because we were sort of doing things right up until the point where we got on the couch, me and my husband totally forgot that he hadn't had the tablet. So as we pulled off the coach station car park, I suddenly went, oh no, thrust a tablet into him, and about half an hour later it became apparent that it hadn't been quick enough. Fun times, but yeah, so I'm gonna update you on all the comings and goings over the last weekend. I did get some footage. I'm hoping I managed to get something that was vaguely interesting, but I'll be honest, I forgot to film some of it because, you know, we were too busy enjoying ourselves. But I'm sure I got something somewhere, so we'll see how that went. There we go, nice and cosy. So I was planning on doing this the day after we got back from Blackpool, and it didn't happen. It's now about 3 weeks later. So yeah. So the hair, it's been air dried. There's been a whole thing with the spider in this room today, and by the time I got that sorted, my hair was already dry, and I was going to do some filming today, and then after that happened, I just decided I didn't have the energy. So no makeup, no hair done, and I just thought, you know what, I need to get this done now. So we're just going to sit down. I'm in my casuals, lovely, cup of tea, throw, and we're going to talk about what happened in Blackpool. So I do apologise if this vlog seems a bit disjointed, because it is. That's partly because I didn't film a massive amount, if I'm totally honest. I explained in the last clip that you've just seen that I was too busy enjoying myself with my family. You know, not a crime, but not great for a vlog. But I did make notes on the trip, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit down with you now, have a little chat about what happened, and I'm going to flash up some pictures and videos along the way, as when I need to. Part of the reason I want to do it that way as well is because when I've gone through some of the footage, I actually can't use some of it, or I at least can't use it in its entirety. I've got some clips where there's some loud music playing in the background, and yeah, I don't want to get a copyright strike on my channel, so I need to cut out the sound. So some of it you're going to see video clips, but I'm going to have to put subtitles on so that you can see the reactions, and you can see what's being said. But unfortunately I've had to cut out the sound for some of it because I can't use it for legal reasons. And then some of it I just want to talk to you about what happened, because some of the pictures and the footage I've got won't make sense unless I sort of explain it. So let's start from the beginning. I alluded to the fact that we'd had a bit of a stressful trip going, and we did. So to start with, what happened was we ended up running late as we were leaving. We know what we like, we know that we're not very organised, and we had planned for us to not be organised. We are within walking distance of a train station from our home, but when you've got luggage and a 5-year-old, it's still a bit of a trek. So we decided that because we didn't want to have to run to the train station, we would get an Uber instead, so we could be ready a little bit later, just get an Uber, and we could go and be there on time. No stress, no drama, no breathlessness or any of that. We could just be chilled. That didn't happen. We couldn't get an Uber. Fortunately, we were ready early, but my husband was trying to order us an Uber to get to the train station, and it just wasn't happening. We spent about 10 minutes with the little thing, the little map just moving around, and it coming up with a message saying no one's available. Sorry, try again later. And we were like, we can't. We kind of need to do it now. So yeah, that was fun, and we got to a point where we were looking at the time, and we were like, it's just as well we've tried to do this early, because if we'd have left it till the time that we were planning to, there's no way we'd have been on time. We would have missed the train. But we did end up actually having to I was gonna say walk. We ran. It was sort of between a brisk walk and a run. My husband took the suitcase and ran with that. I took my son and ran with him. We tried to make it into a bit of a game, so he didn't realise what was going on, or at least he thought it was fun. So we sort of, you know, run to that tree, run to that parked car over there. How fast can you get to that point? And let's race mommy. So yeah, we made it. We made it with about 2 minutes to spare. But we got the train to Birmingham. But I was not impressed. We literally got on the train and I was not impressed at all. Just no. So we got to Birmingham, and I didn't have time to film anything through Birmingham, because we literally had to get straight off the train, straight to the coach station, and straight onto a coach pretty much. We managed to just grab a sandwich before we got onto the coach. But yeah, it was pretty much just a straight run, literally run straight from the house all the way through till we got on the coach. More food. Overpriced sausage sandwich. Yay for travelling! Coach journey then took an hour longer than expected. It was supposed to be 4 hours. It took us nearly 5. There'd been I think there'd been a lorry fire or something on the way at Preston. So yeah, took us a long time. My son was very unimpressed with that. I wasn't faring much better, but he did cope really well actually. He lasted quite a long time before he started with the whole "are we nearly there yet" kind of thing. But I did take some footage of some scenery along the way. Not liking the look of those grey clouds though. Oh yeah. It's a sign we're going away, isn't it? My son then decided part way, we sort of had a stop at Manchester. And then while we were at that stop, my son decided to switch seats so that he was sitting next to my husband instead of me. So that gave me a little bit of a break. I managed to put some earphones in and listen to some music for a little while, and do a little bit of reading. Neighbour's dog. You'll probably recognise that from some of my other videos and my bloopers. Where was I? Oh yeah, so yeah, he actually fell asleep while he was with my husband. So then we did eventually get into Blackpool. You know, there's the tower as you come round the corner. You can sort of see it in the distance there. And we made our way straight to the B&B and we got ourselves checked in. My son was really keen to go to the beach. We'd promised him that we were going to go to the beach. I'll get to that in a little while. But we did go and sort of have about 10 minutes on the beach. It was only a short time because my son actually got soaked. To start with, we didn't go all the way to the sea itself. We just sort of had some of the little pools that had been left behind as the tide had gone out. And we hadn't taken any swimwear with us or anything like that because we weren't actually going to go and spend time on the beach right there and then, but we said we'd go and have a bit of a walk down, let him see the beach at least, and he promptly went and fell into one of these little pools.
It's okay, don't worry.
So he was soaked from head to toe. So we had to go back to the B&B before we could do anything else so that we could get him showered and changed and dry so that he wasn't, you know, getting ill or anything. And then we went to a chip shop, which was an experience. I can't remember the name of the place, but the girl that served us, she yeah, let's just say she didn't look happy in her job, and the service took a while considering there was next to nobody in the place. But anyway, the food was okay, and then we took my son to the arcade, which became his favourite place. He absolutely loved it, all the lights and everything. He was just absolutely fascinated by. We had a bit of a play on the sort of 2p machines and a few of the games. Of course, he was attracted to all of the sort of more expensive games. So there was what was it? It was a Rabbids, like, virtual reality thing that he wanted to have a go on. So yeah, he was just absolutely fascinated by it all, and it was quite fun to sort of see him get excited about everything. He never stayed still the whole time we were in there. He was just constantly just from one thing to another, just absolutely loving life, which was one of the reasons that we'd wanted to go to Blackpool. We wanted to see his little face at things that he hadn't done before, like the arcades and the beach. Like, he's been to a beach before, but the last time we went, I think he was only 18 months old, and we went to Valencia, and he doesn't really remember that. He's seen the videos and the photos and that, but he doesn't really remember it, so we wanted him to have that experience. But anyway, after the arcades, we then took a walk along the promenade, and then back along the beach. And we stopped off at the Central Pier to go and have a go on the fun fair that was there, and that was that was fun. and also an experience for my son. There was some bumper cars which he got on with his dad, because I don't do bumper cars. I just don't, or dodgems, or whatever the heck it is they're called. I don't do them. I just don't. I don't like them. I want nothing to do with them. So my husband's all up for that. So he took charge of that. And he just loved whizzing around. The smile on his face whenever somebody hit them or they hit somebody, it was such a joy to watch. He was just having so much fun. And then it was my turn to take him on something, and I took him on something called the Flying Bob, which essentially is like these little carts that you sit in, and they go round in a circle, but as they go round and it gets faster, the carts actually like flick out as they're going round. And we were concerned that my son wouldn't enjoy this a lot, because it was quite a fast ride, but he said he wanted to give it a try. We gave him every opportunity to say no, actually don't want to do it, but he said he'd give it a try, and I was really proud of him, because sometimes he can be a bit sort of resistant to things that he doesn't want to do, or things that he hasn't tried before, and you have to sort of coax him. So, well, you don't know you haven't liked it unless you've tried it. At least try it. But now this, he was like, no, I'm good, I'm excited, I'm keen to try. Which, yeah, I'm gonna play the videos now so that you can see them. This is some of the stuff that I'm gonna have to subtitle, because I can't, the music in the background, I can't play it. But you'll see how he looked before. This was a photo of him before we started. This was him before we set off. This was him as the ride started, and you can see that he's still quite enjoying himself. Big smile, loves life, fabulous. And this was his reaction after we got off. So yeah, he wasn't a fan of that, but I was proud of him for trying, and we really sort of bigged him up at the end of it. Both me and his dad did, to sort of say how proud we were that he'd at least given it a go and that he'd been brave, and his response to that was, no, I wasn't. but yeah, oops. So yeah, so after that we stopped off at a couple of the little gift shop type things on the way back. We'd planned to get my son some sweets. We ended up in a shop actually, and it was like an American candy store. Oh my life, the prices in there were ridiculous. We walked in, and I can't even remember what it was, but we walked in through the door, and I took a look at something on the shelf, and I said to my husband, we don't want to be in here. And he said, well, we'll just have a look. And I went, have you seen the prices? And he went, oh, you know, that's not that bad. And I'm thinking, if you're paying, great, but I'm not paying for that. And then as we were walking around, we sort of noticed more and more how bad some of the prices were, to the point where we saw a bag of Funyuns, which, if you're not sure what a bag of Funyuns is, it's basically like these maize, like puffed maize crisps, or corn crisps, or whatever it is. They're crisps. It is a bag of crisps, like, that's all it is. £8. £8 for a bag of Funyuns, and I am not joking, we can get the same size bag from Home Bargains for 99p. Proof? That is our local Home Bargains with a bag of Funyuns on the shelf. £99. £8. It's been a running joke ever since, because I literally spent the rest of our time walking around the promenade, going back towards the B&B, going, £8 Funyuns? £8 for Funyuns? And my son now sees the number 8 anywhere and goes, Mum, £8 Funyuns, because he knows it just winds me up. It makes me angry. After that, we did find a shop that sold slightly cheaper sweets, bought him a few bits and pieces, and then we went back to the bed and breakfast and went to bed basically. So then the next morning we got up about 7:30 in the morning and we went for breakfast downstairs in the B&B, and we were ready to leave to go out for the day by about 9:30 I think. And I know I filmed a clip while we were in the B&B on the Saturday, so I'm going to let past me talk for a little bit. Although if I remember right, I was using my phone and I hadn't got the camera the right way around, so it's going to be a narrow screen. I do apologise, but cue me. It's Saturday today and we've had a busy day, haven't we, buddy? We got up, had breakfast at the B&B we're staying in, and then we went out for a bit of a mooch around the shops, didn't we?
Yeah, and then we're going to walk.
We went bowling first though, didn't we? Good job. Yeah, we went bowling, and who won bowling?
Daddy.
Daddy. Yes, Daddy won bowling. But hey.
And I was kind of upset.
And he was kind of upset, yes. My little man was kind of upset about that, but he's not a very good loser. He likes to win. He's 5. What do we expect? Mind you, his dad's the same, so I think there's a like father, like son quote in there somewhere. I'm just going to point out as well that with my hair, I kind of want to do a Monica from Friends at this point and say, it's the humidity. It's been very humid and I didn't bring my hairdryer with me. There isn't one at the B&B, so I kind of had to just air dry my hair last night, so it's just sticking out at really funny angles. And with the humidity today, and it's rained a lot, it absolutely hammered it down on us earlier on, didn't it, buddy? We all got a bit wet, so yeah, the hair's not looking the best, but it is what it is. We're having fun anyway, aren't we? Yeah, so we went bowling after that, and then did we do lunch? No, we went to the arcade first, and then we had some lunch while we were at the arcade, and then we went back to play more arcade games, and then we won lots of prizes, didn't we?
Yeah.
I say lots of prizes for the amount of money that we spent in there.
Yeah, lots of tickets.
Yes, we won lots of tickets.
Hi, this is all the things I won today. And then first, I got the burger and the crab.
Yep.
And then second, I got a napkin.
And
And then third, I got a pen.
Yep. And then you got the notebook.
Oh, I got a notebook which is made out of Scooby-Doo.
Made out of
And then
Scooby-Doo.
this one is on 3Ds.
Yep. So this is what about £100 wins you in the arcades. We've got a Scooby-Doo notebook, a couple of key rings, some sweeties, a pen, and some Nerf guns. And a few hours of our life gone, and a sense of disappointment. It's Blackpool. It's Blackpool arcades, what can I say? So we've just come back to the B&B now. We're having a bit of a rest, a bit of a chill out time, because we have a meal booked for later on, don't we? Going out for a meal, you, me and Daddy, aren't we? Yeah, and we're going to absolutely stuff our faces. Not ashamed to say it. So if I get a chance, I'll pop on later and put a little bit more of an update in. But yeah, and I've just realised I'm totally holding this camera the wrong way around. Rookie error. So this is going to be a bit of a weird screen for you. I do apologise. So yeah, so I didn't actually end up filming anything after that, of me talking anyway. But food was really good. There was so much food, so much food. Essentially, my husband had got a service award, a long service award from work, and part of that is a meal voucher. I say voucher, basically you spend the money and you can claim the money back as part of that service award. So we sort of went crazy and ordered lots and lots of food. I think we ordered about 5 starters in total, and there's only 3 of us, and one of those is 5. And then we had obviously our mains, and then we had desserts afterwards. We were so full, but it was good. It was good food. The restaurant was really nice, quite cozy. The table we were sat on was kind of literally like upper corner, right by this little fire alarm thing on the wall, which I was really nervous about hitting, and it actually had a cover over it, and I joked that is that in case somebody gets the urge, and then I had to get down off the chair at one point and realised that it's because your elbows kind of end up right where this fire alarm break glass call point is. But yeah, it was cosy, but it was nice. Service was really nice. You know, the staff were really friendly, really helpful. You know, it was just a really nice atmosphere in there. And the outside area was really pretty, and they had these awesome murals on the wall as well, sort of Day of the Dead style, like skulls, like candy skulls. Are they called candy skulls? Sugar skulls, that's what I'm thinking of. So yeah, really good, really pretty, and we enjoyed ourselves. We were then exhausted though. It had been quite a long day, lots of traipsing around, lots of getting wet while we were out in the rain all day, and we got rained on heading back for a taxi back to the B&B from the restaurant as well. We were planning on going for another walk after that, but my son was like falling asleep in the taxi, so we decided that probably wasn't a good idea, so we just went straight back to the B&B and just had a bit of a chill out. Husband put a movie on the TV. I think we had a shower and then just curled up and got cosy and went to sleep. So then we're at Sunday morning, the day that we were due to leave, and we got up for breakfast probably about 7:30 again. Went down for breakfast at the B&B downstairs, and then we packed all our things ready to go and we checked out. We then stopped at a shop to go and get some snack food for our return journey, and we sort of decided to take a walk along the beach on our way to do that, and it was glorious weather. Today we go home, the sun is shining, of course. Blue skies. So frustrating. The weather was absolutely beautiful and there was nothing we could do with it because we were going home that day. So it was unfortunate. My son was a little bit upset. We were a little bit upset, but we were obviously trying to put a brave face on it. But we were a bit annoyed and a bit disappointed that we hadn't been able to go and spend much time down there. But while we were walking along the beach, the donkeys came past us, which we were looking at them, and I think we weren't going to do anything for a while. I don't think we realised that they were actually like active at the time, like working. I think we thought they were just like taking them for a walk, and then they actually stopped on the beach. So as we were walking away, we realised that they were stopping, and we thought, oh, maybe they're actually waiting for customers, maybe they're actually open for custom. So we went down and asked them, and they said, yeah, you know, if you want to ride, that's great. So my son's never had a donkey ride before, and we were at Blackpool, we'd got to have a donkey ride. So he did have a donkey ride, and he was nervous. To start with, he said he didn't want to. Well, no, he didn't say he didn't want to. I said, did he want to? And he went, I'm not sure. Which is, which is my son's speak for, I don't want to, but I don't want to tell you I don't want to. So we sort of coaxed him a little bit and said, you know, just give it a try. You know, you went on the scary ride on the Friday, you were excited for that. This is a donkey, this is a lot slower, it's a lot less scary, give it a try. And he did, and he loved it. His little face as he was going round, he was quite nervous and like concentrating to start with, but by the time we got to the end, he was loving it, loving it. He was on a donkey called Dolly, and Dolly was very kind to him. We liked Dolly, and we gave Dolly some fusses and some love after we'd finished, and then said goodbye, and we went back up to meet Dad with the bags up on the promenade again. We then went back to favourite place in the whole entire world, or at least in Blackpool. We went back to Coral Island, back to the arcade, but we only went on the 2p machines because we'd spent so much money the day before. We said we can't justify it, so we just got a few pounds worth of 2p pieces, and I say a few pounds, I think we probably spent, I think between me and my husband we probably spent about another £15, £10 to £15, something like that. But we only went on the 2p machines, and this is some of the things that happened. We're going to see if we can try and win the shark and the skull keyring, aren't we? Yeah? Right on the edge! We can do it! So close! We're getting so close! Right on the edge! Sharky is won. We have Sharky.
Let's call him Minion.
Okay, no to try and get the skull. Really, really close now. Almost in reach. We got it! Woo! There it is. We win. Now we're trying to win sweeties on another machine. Monopoly. Can we do it, buddy? Can we win the sweeties, do you think? Yeah? We're going to try. Not the same ones, but we did win some Parma Violet sweeties. Yay! So somehow we ended up with about another 1,000 tickets, which I think we'd managed to get about 1,600 the day before when we'd spent hours there. We literally spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours there on the Sunday morning. And yeah, 1,000 tickets. Most of that was us on the 2p machines. Some of it was due to the kindness of strangers. For some reason that day everybody loved my son. We sort of walked through and there was about three times that somebody came up to us and just handed us a handful of tickets and said, oh, for your little boy. And we were like, oh, it's really sweet, thank you very much. So between them all we got about another 1,000 tickets in total, which got him a few more prizes from the gift shop. So spoils from today, we've got some lots of lovely keyrings from the 2p machines. We have refreshers sweetie, we have 2 Minecraft blind bags and 2 Meteor bouncy balls. Took us less time, we spent less money, we should have just stayed on the 2p machines, but a certain someone didn't want to do that yesterday. And I'm getting it backwards because we didn't go and get the snack food for the return journey until after the arcade. We went and got the snack food then. Bye to Coral Island. Bye. We've had a lovely time. Yeah. Daddy says give him his money back. Goodbye Blackpool Tower. Bye. And this is where the disaster with my son not having his travel sickness tablet came in, because we went and got the snack food and then we sort of went straight back to the coach station, or the coach park rather, and the coach was in, we got straight on it and we pulled straight off. We're on the coach, we're ready to go home. It's an absolutely glorious day, of course.
Also, I didn't see my face.
We can see your face. And as we were pulling sort of out of the main, sort of the promenade of Blackpool, that was when I suddenly went, oh no, I've not given him his tablet. So I gave him the tablet. It was too late. Once we've pulled off, we've got about half an hour before Puke Central happens, and it was bang on half an hour into the journey when that happened. So not my finest moment as a parent, but he was fine. You know, once it was all up and out, he was fine. The people on the coach were lovely, absolutely lovely. There was a couple sat next to us, and originally I wasn't very I didn't have very kind thoughts about them when we first got on the coach, because the dad was actually sat in like 2 seats. And obviously my son can't sit on his own, so we were looking for 2 seats together, and everybody had just kind of spread out through the coach. And this guy hadn't realised my son was there, but had said something about he was going to move the bag off the seat so that we could sit down. I misunderstood him and thought that he was offering to move, and then he realised I got my son, and he was like, oh, and then he had to move over and sit next to somebody else. So it all worked out, but originally I was just like, you've got a seat taken up with the bag and you didn't think that someone would want to use it. The coach was just fully booked, by the way. In fact, I think they'd overbooked. There was more people turned up to get on that coach than there were seats for at one point. So I don't know what happened there, but we were on it. That was all that mattered. But yeah, once we'd sort of got that half an hour in and my son's travel sickness kicked in, this family was so lovely. They gave us carrier bags to put things in. They gave us an extra bag in case he was going to be ill again, because obviously we had to keep getting up and going to the toilet, and yeah, we didn't want to have to keep doing that, and they understood that. And they were so nice, and I felt really bad for the initial, like, how dare you take up 2 seats originally. Everyone was quite nice about it, in spite of the fact that, you know, how disgusting the whole scenario was. But yeah, we survived. And then when we got back into Birmingham, we got off the coach, we literally just had to like grab the suitcase from the luggage hold underneath and just go to the toilets and get him changed in the coach station, because of course all the clothes were in the suitcase. I hadn't thought to pack any spares in the bag. Rookie mistake. Rookie parenting mistake. Like, you always pack a spare set of clothes in the bag. Always. Except the day that the vomit actually happens. Apparently. If you're me. So anyway, we got back to Birmingham. Got him changed so that he wasn't just walking around with my husband's t-shirts just wrapped around him. And then we headed back to the train station. It was I want to say it was the Commonwealth Games. I think that's what it was. They were on that weekend in Birmingham, so trying to get back to the train station was interesting. There was a lot of people. So trying to get through certain areas when you've got a child and cases and bags was fun. But we did make it. We got back to the train station, and then we just decided once we got back home that we were gonna just hop in a black cab. So we just got in a taxi and came home. We weren't going to try an Uber, we weren't going to try and walk home, we just got in a cab and went home. But anyway, that was our trip to Blackpool. Sorry if you were expecting to see a bit more of the main sort of features of Blackpool, like the dungeons and the tower itself, Madame Tussauds, the pleasure beach or anything like that. We didn't do any of that. One, it was really expensive, and two, we were only there for the weekend, and quite honestly, we'd planned to just go and do the beach and the arcade. Obviously, beach didn't really happen. But you know, we'd gone for a little bit of family time away. We don't get it very often with us working. And obviously, my son was off school. We both managed to get the weekend together off from work, so we took advantage and went. We'd gone for my husband's birthday. It was a bit of a treat for my husband. He wanted to go away for the weekend, so that's what we did. But yeah, so maybe if we go again, we'll try and get some more of those sort of attractions in. They've got a sea life centre there as well, so we could maybe do that next time, I think. But yeah, that was our little trip to Blackpool. I know there wasn't a lot of exciting footage in this, but hopefully you have enjoyed what you have seen. If you have, thumbs up, lets me know that you're enjoying my content. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It's free and would let you know more easily as and when I upload any content. And with all of that being said, hope you're all well and staying safe, and I will see you all again in another video very, very soon. Bye.